phenomenal. I just want you to know that you're strong. The fact that you haven't even given up, it means that you're special and God has a purpose for you here on earth. Now, today's conversation is not just important, it is urgent. It is urgent, like urgency. It is urgent. Like, sometimes some things are important, but they're not so urgent. But this is very urgent. And we're talking about eating tool of living in this society. And like I said, yesterday I was asking myself, like, I know a couple of people who have jackpot and to go and restart the business they were doing in Nigeria over there, and they're doing well. And I'm like, I'm still here talking about electricity. I'm still here talking about generator not coming up. And why? So it is urgent. What is the price of being human in Nigeria? Society, the silence, the survival. The question, which I call the $1 million question, or maybe $1 billion at this point. What is the price of being human in Nigeria? They call us resilient. But what if resilience is just another way of dressing up suffering? They say silence is golden. But whose silence is killing us softly? And they say survival. Is it enough to merely exist when we were created to live? Businesses are surviving to stay alive, not even talking about succeeding, like they just want to be alive. Once again, welcome to Real Women, Real Talk with me. I am your host and I remain Kiki Okewale. I'm here to remind you that out of over 8 billion people on this planet Earth, no one else carries your exact fingerprint. That's not random. That is intentional. You were designed with a purpose only you can fulfill. Only you can fulfill your purpose. And I tell you that only you can do the things you do, how you do it. You were designed for a purpose. So wherever life has placed you, even right now, show up as the best version of yourself. You're not just filling a seat. You are setting a standard. And before we get into it today, let's enjoy one of my favorite. We really don't have time. But, I mean, come on. I really need to play one of my favorite songs, right? I just want you to, like, remember who you are, even though we don't have time. But, yeah. Enjoy one of my favorite songs, Like You, by Tatiana Manois. Let it remind you that being yourself is more than enough. Enjoy Tatiana Manois, Like You.
You gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. Cause the world will never see you do. No, they don't really care what you're
going through. So you gotta show them, baby. You gotta give them the real you. You gotta show them what you've got. No, don't let them say what you're not. Cause you are strong.
You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons
why.
And you can be perfect,
baby.
Cause no one is perfect,
darling. No, there's nobody in the world like you.
What do you do when you can't let go? What do you do? You just don't know how you feel. And you know
nobody knows how you feel.
Cause everybody's got their own time. So everybody's trying to find their way. And
day by day is a struggle.
this world, you
You gotta hustle. Just know that you're not alone. You don't always have to be strong all by yourself. All by yourself. It's okay to ask for help now.
People
Will find you, but they don't define you. Absolutely. I could sing that song again and again, and again. Just in case you haven't heard that before, that is Like You by Tatiana Manois. I feel that Tatiana Manois needs to start paying me because I cannot remember how many people have recommended this song. So they come back to me and say, Kiki, that song is the real deal. Yes, remember that you are enough just by being who you are. All right, if you're just joining us, welcome. We are on Women Radio 91.7, and the program is Real Women, Real Talk. I am your host, Kiki Okewale. Now, before I bring in my guests, let's talk real quick about my quote for the day, and this is from Audre Lorde. He says, our silence will not protect us. Our silence will not protect us. I love this one from Chimamanda Adichie. To be human is to suffer, but to be humane is to insist that suffering is not normal. Because suffering is not normal. Let's not be deceived. Suffering is not normal. So if you're just tuning in, welcome again. This is Real Women, Real Talk with me. We're asking the hard question today. What is the price of being human in Nigeria? I know you have a lot to talk about this. I know you have situations, you've seen things, you've heard things, you've experienced things, and you're asking, what is the human life worth in Nigeria? And to wrestle with me on this, I have a powerful guest in the studio with me today. Her name is Olufumi Bangbala. I hope I got that right. Olufumi Bangbala. Hi, Olufumi.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I did justice to the name.
I mean, to be honest, I really don't know how to pronounce my my husband's surname properly, but yeah, let's go with it.
Okay, we'll work with that. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I was super excited when my EA told me you had accepted to do this and we're doing this together, especially on a topic such as this. So thank you for being here.
You're very welcome.
All right, because of our time, and I do have a lot of questions for you, Olufumi. So we need to jump right into it.
Right.
But before then, Olufumi is a storyteller and a media creative, passionate about using words, content, and conversation to inspire change and connect communities. She is a radio presenter, MC, and social advocate who brings warmth, creativity, and clarity into every space she steps into. Olufumi doesn't just tell stories, she reveals truth. And that's why we are here to talk about something. And she has a way of helping us see ourselves more clearly. Olufumi, is such a joy to have you on Real Women, Real Talk. Welcome once again.
Thank you
for being here. Alrighty. So the phone lines are open and the number to call will be 07000 917 917. We also have a toll-free line for you, my beautiful ladies. The number is 0800 1235 917. Or you can send a text or WhatsApp message to 070 3175 6537 to be a part of the conversation. You can also listen via our website, www.wfm917.com, or download the mobile app, WFM917. All right, let's jump into the question. Olufumi, when you hear this phrase we're sitting with today, the price of being human in Nigeria, what comes to your mind first? Is it survival? Is it silence? Or is it something deeper? Over to you.
Thank you once again for having me. To be honest, I think it's a mixture of everything. Like when you hear about Nigeria, considering what's been going on in the last 2 years, let me not even go to 10 years, 1 year, 2 years, it's survival, it's silence. I think Nigeria has a culture of silence. It has that has permeated, the fabric of society right from time immemorial up until now. So I believe it's a mixture of survival, of silence, of even deep culture that, I don't know, like it hasn't been, some parts of our culture has served us right. Most of it hasn't been serving us right. And then religion has held us, captive as well in Nigeria. So I think it's a mixture of many things. None of it stands alone because we are
where do we now start from?
we're fighting for our lives.
Where do we now start from? Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy, really. Like we're
you
fighting.
Talking about culture, it's funny that we were having a conversation. My family friends and I and my husband were having this conversation about how, growing up, our parents literally say they raised you so that you can care for them when they are older. And, most of the people we're having this conversation with they're based abroad. And they're like, you know what? This is the kind of pressure that a lot of children have been put on. They've been put on them that, growing up, look at what your mates are doing. I will eat the fruit of my labor. Yes, it's okay if that fruit is available, but it is not for you to put the kind of pressure. And that is our culture, where you believe that because you gave birth to a child, that child has to be your life insurance.
Your retirement plan.
And there's just so many things that we have been told, we have seen repeatedly, and it has become a norm. But it doesn't change the fact that it is not your children and not your retirement plan.
Yes.
Because what are you leaving for your children is the question. Yes. Why can we not flip that situation? And for every child that is able to, yes, but the children these days are now doing all kinds of things because mommy and daddy are waiting on their retirement plan.
Yes. Oh no, you're
and it's so correct. Sad.
Yes. You're absolutely correct, because it's interesting that you even mentioned this, because I speak to quite a lot of young people, my age mates, even younger, and that pressure, like you rightly said, to want to make money to be able to take care of their parents, it's gotten us into trouble, actually, as a society. Agreed. I remember when I was a teenager, in the estate I lived in back then, there was this boy who was one of the estate boys in the estate, and I won't say he was my brother's friend, but they were cordial enough, and he had gone into internet fraud. I'm talking 2004, 2001, 2002, between those years. And I remember that he was doing this. I can even still picture their apartment. He was doing fraud, and then police came, or EFC, I don't remember. And his mom was in front, because of course, when you've lived in poverty and then you now start seeing money here and there, you begin to
spend it loud.
Exactly. Yes, and then the lines begin to be blurred in terms of your morals. Like nothing is making you say there's a right way and there's the wrong way. When the law enforcement officials came, his mom stood gidigba. But no, you can't take my son. He's the one that's providing for the family.
And it's so sad. And I was just going to say, just like you said, culture, families are now ushering abuse. Like, keep quiet. Communities are looking away. Institutions pretend that nothing is happening.
Yes.
And which brings me to my next question. From your perspective, do you see silence as protection or as complicity? And whose silence is causing us the things that is happening right now? Because some people say, oh, silence is golden. For who? At whose detriment?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So what's your perspective on silence as protection or as actually killing us all?
Oh, it's complicity. It's definitely a culture. We're talking, oh, a woman has a stillbirth, or she has a miscarriage. There's silence there. Oh, don't talk about it. They don't talk. Oh, so like
Yeah.
Sharagini, that kind of thing. That's one. A woman is being abused, is hush hush. No, we can't say what will people. There's the what will people say culture there as well.
They're still the one they'll be looking at and mocking. When
Exactly.
a culture of when the abused is now the one being shamed.
Yes, absolutely. There's a culture. There's the silence of, oh, you had a C-section, and it means you're not a real woman. Like, silence has really permeated our culture. And to be honest, I don't know when it's going to leave us alone, because when I speak to a lot of women who've had miscarriages, there's something they always say, oh, I didn't know that somebody else had gone through it. And I'm thinking, this is such an interesting thing to see, because 1 in maybe 5 women has a miscarriage, or maybe even 2 in 5 women has a miscarriage, and that woman thinks that she's the only one that's had one, because she has been conditioned to not talk about the fact that she just lost a baby. She's been conditioned to not talk about the fact that her husband is abusing her, either physically, emotionally, or otherwise. Even on the man's side, a man is being abused because of ego. Oh, I'm a man. He's been conditioned to not open and say, hey, I need help. Oh, I read something recently, and the person said, people think that humanity means that you're strong. And the person said, no, humanity is actually vulnerability. And
Absolutely.
I agree. Because the more vulnerable you are, the more access you give to the right kind of people that can give you help. And then you can get better from it. So yeah, silence is definitely a culture. Don't talk about it. Oh, sorry, hush hush. It's such a bad thing, and I'm hoping that the more we talk about these things, the more women find liberation, the more women find the confidence, the courage to be able to speak about their struggles, speak about their challenges. Because when you speak about it, you can find help. Somebody will say, oh, no, let me help you with this.
Let me help you. A closed mouth is a closed destiny.
Absolutely. So silence is costing us. It's costing women their lives.
It is. I agree with you. And you know, this brings me to my next question. People like to say Nigerians are strong. We're resilient. We're unbreakable. All of those big things. But sometimes I actually wonder, is that really strength? Or is it just suffering dressed up nicely? When life is reduced to just surviving, what do you think we lose as human beings?
But it's a strong woman. My husband used to call me strong woman, and initially I liked it, but the more I really thought about it and sat with it, I realized that no, this thing is going to hold me captive, because because next thing you're carrying more than you should carry. And that's not me. Like, I really want to be a baby girl, right? But I still want to do things at the same time. I don't want to carry more. I don't want to carry more.
You want to give your permission to live a soft life. You don't want to carry. And one of my mentors, Mrs. Aoshika, said this thing. This song, in fact, she was just laughing that all of you that will be singing, I know I'm a superwoman, I know I'm strong, I know I've got it because I got it all along. It was so funny that day. She's like, give yourself permission not to be strong. It is okay.
Yes.
It is okay. And that's why they have now put so much burden on women. You see a lot of relationship, women are the one carrying the bills. A lot of marriages, women are the one, because you have shown the man that, you know what, I want to be the superwoman in. And some men, some are nice. They will say, you know what, no, that's my own. But some will just say, you want to do it? You know what? It's all good. Be the superwoman.
Yes, and the thing is, if we look at our mothers, I was always very intrigued by why women looked older than their husbands. When you see a woman, you see her, she looks like life is dealing with her, right? But then when you see the man, he's still looking very young, suave and everything. It's because they've carried this strong, how did you say it? Suffering dressed up nicely.
Smiling and suffering and doing superwoman.
Yes. Yeah,
you don't want to be Wonder Woman now.
Yeah, you don't have time for yourself. You don't pamper yourself. You don't take yourself out. I'm not even saying go out with the family. You don't
No
take
me time even for
no me
you.
time. Yeah, so it is really suffering dressed up nicely. Like, and I say there's no first position. I like to say it. There's no first position for sufferhead. There's no first position for strong woman. All of us, we are all at the finish line. We're going to the finish line together. And there's nobody, if that's your thing, that's your business. Don't come near me. But I try to speak to more women and be like, look, if you need to get a help, get a help. If you need to get put structures in place, do so. If you feel like, oh, I cannot afford getting maybe domestic help now, you can. Those parents that want to use you as a retirement plan, you should use them as
I'm
daycare
telling
plan.
you. I like
Use
that.
them as daycare plan. I'm bringing your children over to you because when I got married, you were your mouth was on my throat that I should give you a grandchild. So I'm bringing them over.
Exactly. Now that they are here, they are your responsibility.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
exactly. So I always tell women, because here's the thing. I used to be a first position strong woman too. I remember my friend, oh, I love her so much. God bless her. She would say, this thing, get a domestic help. You're struggling, you're sinking. And I was like, no, I can do bad by myself. See, the first time I got somebody to come clean my house, I started easing myself. I got someone to come clean the house twice. I called her, I said, is this what you have been enjoying?
Hey,
Yeah, because my brain could think. It wasn't clogged in, oh, kila mama jelaro, kila koma je,
Yeah.
oh, I need to clean the house.
you don't have to be the one to carry the burden, honestly.
At
You know,
all.
and this topic is so deep because I literally went for a course with Mrs. Aoshika, and it was during the course, a woman said, you know what, my husband wants me to cook fresh food every day.
You're on your own.
And the question she asked is, he can eat fresh food every day. If that is, how did you get there? But if that is where you are, must you be the one to cook it? And you know, she gave an example of how they went out together since morning, go back at night together, extremely exhausted.
Yes.
He was literally tired, sank on the chair, and like, you know what? Oh, what a day. And it's like, when are you going to cook the fresh food?
Yeah. Yeah.
She said she started crying. Like, you are tired. If you, a man, are that tired, imagine how
tired I am.
So what is this? Before we get married, we accept a lot of things we have no business accepting.
Yes.
What is your deal breaker? These are conversations you need to start having even before. And I agree with you. Let me tell you the truth. When I first got married, I remember so well that I would be the one. I wanted to, just like you said, I wanted to show that I'm a wife. You know, I'm taking care of this, I'm taking care of that, I'm taking care of that. But it was so funny that it was my husband that looked at me one day and said, you don't need to do all of this. And that was, and I'm like, why do you? He asked me, why do you have to be the one?
Yes.
Why? And me, I'm there I'm doing it for the sake of, I have a every detail kind of wife, you know, a woman that is all that, all rounded. My sister, since that day, the house has to be clean. Who cleans it doesn't matter. Delegation has made life easy. And a lot of us still carry so much that we should. And it's the same thing with business, sis. You want to be the this, you want to be the that, you want to be the this. You don't want to delegate roles to people. Sometimes I employ people and they have people working with them. I'm like, the reason you have these people working with you is so that you can delegate.
Yes. You
know, but we're just so used to we have to do everything by ourselves.
Yeah.
And I love how you said, truthfully, it is, how do we then move, sis? How do we then move? Because like I always say, Nigeria collects taxes nobody talks about. There's the emotional tax. There's the moral tax. There's the dignity tax. In your work as a social advocate, what is the heaviest price you've seen people pay just to exist in this country? Because I know you've seen a lot. So what is that highest kind of price you've seen people pay just to exist in a country such as ours?
I'll speak from the perspective of a woman. I think the craziest things that I have seen happen are women who had to leave their high-paying jobs to because their husband said so. And somebody might be thinking, we're talking about this country, but yes, because in this society that we live in, no matter how much accomplishments you've gotten, no matter the degrees, no matter the wins, no matter the successes, marriage is what is seen as your highest accomplishment, is what is seen as your highest achievement in this part of the world that we live in.
Another cultural killing.
Yes, so I've seen people pay so much heavy prices because they still wanted to bear misses. I've seen them lose opportunities because their husbands told them no. Like told them no, and then they kept quiet and started doing other things. And I think that that's the crux of the matter, that we are all in. I've not seen any man. I don't know if you've seen a man who had to leave his job because his wife said he should leave the job to come and stay at home. So if we're talking about the taxes or they have heaviest prices, I feel like women pay the highest prices just to exist. That's on one hand. Even cases of domestic violence or even rape, I've seen women not believed. Interestingly, I used to have a neighbor whose husband used to batter her. And I remember the first time I moved, this is over 10 years ago, when I moved in there, I remember running out thinking maybe the whole estate was on fire because I couldn't understand. Then my neighbors were like, oh, that's what they used to be.
They are used to it.
Yeah. And I was like, no. They lived in the next compound and there's a fence dividing us. And I was just like, oh my God. That woman has been in that marriage there because what will people say, that title, Mrs., has to be beside her name. Even for rape, nobody is believing you because there are questions like, what were you wearing?
What were you wearing? What were you doing at night?
Yes.
Where were you coming from at that time of the night?
Exactly. So these things, and while somebody's like, oh, why are you making it a gender conversation? Well, because I'm a woman, first of all, and in my work, I have seen a lot of women directly affected by these things that I've talked about. I've seen them pay heavy prices just to exist in this country, just to be somebody's wife, because if the man sends them packing, their parents are saying, if you leave that house, don't come back to meet me. And we've collected bride price from you. Even prices like your parents not having your back in these kinds of situation.
Oh, no.
I need people to realize, I need parents to wake up and make their homes full of love. Because we're the next, we are having children. Our children are what? My daughter is 7. And one thing I do in my home is I try to make sure that she knows that there's love at home. I tell her all the time, anything that happens to you, come and tell me. Even if
always have it, you will always be
come and tell me. You can, even if you knew that you did that thing intentionally and it was bad, come and tell me. I will have your back. We'll talk about it, but I will have your back. So we need a culture where people know that there's love at home. People say, oh, there's food at home. Well, we need to start creating a culture of there's love at home. You can come back home. You know, if my daughter, if God forbid, says, oh, mommy, I was sexual, now me go fight your fight for you. No worry. Your mommy is an actual woman. I'm the one, even when my friends come to meet me. In fact, when I hear people say, oh, somebody looks at me a type of way because I had a miscarriage or because I had a C-section, my blood is hot. I'm going all guns in blazing. My neighbor, I didn't even know it's how I'd always been until my neighbor during COVID, he started calling me women leader. Because in the compound, I'm like talking to my neighbors, the wives, why are you not? Like, why you just sit and be like, why is this woman so, I don't know, she can't move without her husband. In the house, she cannot drive it. I don't understand. What's that? Then the man goes offshore, he cannot drive the car, and they have 3 children that she's entering bus with. No, it's madness. Pardon my friend. So those are the things that you see, and then you see that women are paying the price. And some women don't even know that they're paying that price because that's how they've been conditioned to serve their husbands.
It's the norm for them.
It's the norm for them. But and this thing cannot happen automatically. You have to just start speaking like what you're doing right now, this conversation we're having. Start speaking. Let women know that, look, you have power. and you can do. Like this, and this country, I mean, the fabric of the society is tilted toward the men. We will do what we can do to help women, but we also need men allies. And I'm glad that there's some men who are our women allies
Absolutely.
that are helping us push this conversation, this message that we don't have to pay the price for this, for just being a woman, for existing. No, we're not lesser than, we're not lesser than, we're equal to you. Do you understand? Like, those are the things that we need to start reorientating people's minds, women's minds, even for men, even with people with disability. They think they're lesser than because they have a disability, but they're just differently abled. We look at our structures in Nigeria. We don't have ramps for wheelchairs. We don't have facilities for those who are visually impaired. Like,
there's no plan.
Endless. So whether you're a woman or a man, somebody's paying the price. You are paying the price. So if you feel like, oh no, this doesn't affect me, you probably know someone who's disabled. And plus, you never know what could happen. You could get in an accident and you lose your leg. What then would happen? So we need to start thinking that way. That, look, God is the one that's protecting us. God is the one that is giving us sound health. But anything can happen at any time. So the compassion and the empathy that you feel now is what will help go a long way to meet you in future.
To meet you, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
it.
I am so glad. Thank you so much, Olufemi. Honestly, I'm so glad we're having this conversation. And I do hope that, we can have you back over and over to tackle so many different topics that I know that, women especially need to get to know about. We're still on Real Women, Real Talk on Women Radio 91.7. I'm Kiki Okewale, and I have my guest here with me, Olufemi. The phone lines are open. I'm sorry I missed a couple of calls. The conversation was so deep. It was so deep. I couldn't pick the call, and then we picked one but lost it. So I'm sorry about that. It's just that, it's so important to be able to talk about these things. And when we have a guest that is really like giving us deep insight, I always want to hear what we've got to say. So don't forget that we have a toll-free line for you ladies. The number to call is 0800 1235 917. And you can also send a text or WhatsApp message on 070 3175 6537. You can also call us on 07000 917 917. Now, we've said a lot about what is going on in the society, about culture, about the silence culture, and so many other things. Now, Olufemi, you deal with stories that a lot of us would rather not hear, the stories that would move you to your core, that would make you scream and say, this is really happening? Now, what's one silence you've come across that shook you to your core? And what did you do, or what did your organization or the people that you know do to reveal it, to get help or solution for such a cause?
I'm trying to scan my mind for the one, because all of them
I know there's a lot, right?
And all of them are always
unfortunately.
So we had there was a woman who who was pregnant, and she needed
we have a call. Hello. Hello, caller. Oh, we lost the call. Please try to call again. Please. Go ahead, Olufemi.
Okay. We had seen a woman who was pregnant, like she was heavily pregnant and needed to give birth. But her husband was insisting that she was going to push like the Hebrew women.
Hey.
I was like, I'm sorry, what? I mean, it was a very, very crazy situation, because at the end of the day, plus mom or plus child, like we lost them. Because it was a case of, it was not even negligence.
I'm having goosebumps. We have another call. Hello. Okay, network, hear the word of the Lord. Hear the word of the Lord. We really need to hear from people, because we love to hear real stories. I can't hear. I don't know if it's the network, but I definitely cannot hear.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, please, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I am Bolaji calling from Songo.
All right, Mr. Bolaji calling from Songo. What's your contribution on today's conversation?
Yes, please. Actually, I like the way the speaker has just described the situation women are facing. In this part of the country, truly, we say it's a man world. But I can tell you actually, if we look at it critically, we would say that it's actually a woman's world. Because
Okay.
you see, when we talk about violence at home, you say I don't support any male gender. You understand? So to be violent to his woman, you get it.
Thank you.
Institutions and everything. You get it. I don't support it. It's not a right thing. You get it. But
Absolutely.
women being a weaker vessel. Hello, are you there with me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mr. Bolaji.
Yes, because women being a weaker vessel. You get it now. We must try as much as possible to moderate things in a way in which both genders would understand. Actually, you see, when we talk about gender-based violence, we tend to talk about women so much. But the bottom line is respect is the most important thing to both genders. You get what I'm saying? Because
respect to both genders, absolutely.
To respect both sides.
I agree with you.
Even in home, in offices, in everywhere. Because you cannot see. Okay, let me just cite an example. Are you there with me, please?
I'm with you, Mr. Bolaji.
A typical example. You see, when we say a woman is equal to a man, I'm not disputing that. Yes, we are equal. God created he and the male and both. You get it, but the basic thing is that let us just cry as a gender. I'm not talking about man or woman here now. Let us cry as a gender. To appreciate the effort that complements ourselves. Is that what I'm
Absolutely, we complement each other.
Yes, to complement each other because if we are at home and a woman is saying we are equal, we have equal rights, we have equal this, equal that, and the next minute the man is paying the whole bills. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then the woman is still talking about we have equal rights, equal rights. You get it now? And at the end of the day, you will say that there's something we call insurable interest in insurance. You get it? In insurance, there's something we call insurable interest. Who the bulk of the bills on, angry more. I don't know, maybe you get what I'm trying to say.
I'm listening to you.
Will be the man. You get it now. So meaning that the other party have to try to submit and understand the weight on the other party. I don't know.
By respecting each other.
Yes. Yes, you get it now. So that there won't be anything crackers or something like that in the already the economy is tense, the country is tense. You get it? I just enjoy every gender. You get it now to understand and to believe and to get the whole rubric of relationship. Thank you.
Mr. Bolaji, are you married?
Yes, I am married.
Okay. I have a gift for your wife. So we're going to reach out to you when we're done. We're going to reach out to you. I have a gift for your wife. And I also want to say I agree with you that respect should be reciprocal, regardless of the gender. And I think a lot of things that happen, and I'll let you go, but I just wanted you to know that I do have a gift for your wife, and we will reach out to you. Thank you so much for contributing. Honestly, your contribution is well appreciated. And Olufumi, even though he's offline, I want you to say something about his response.
I mean, I do agree that there's a right way to speak to people, regardless of whether they are your husband or not. I think as a human being, it is your responsibility to be respectful, to when you speak to people, to leave them with their dignity intact.
Exactly.
When you as a human being, yes, when you as a human being, you do that, you're able to transfer that empathy, those skills to even when you're married. Because if you're the kind of person that talks to people disrespectfully, it's not just about your spouse. It means that you will talk to anybody around you disrespectfully. It means that your children will also end up being disrespectful people.
And we see that happen.
Absolutely.
We see that happen every day. Somebody talks to you and you're just wondering, how do you talk to your wife at home?
Yeah,
because somebody looks at you and speaks to you like, some will even tell you that I have your type at home. I'm like, hell no. Yeah. There is no way you have my type at home if this is how you speak.
You speak, exactly. And that's the thing that we're talking about earlier. The fact that, and I think this is really to women or parents, the way you raise your girls, there shouldn't be so much emphasis on raising them to be wives. Like you're not raising your sons to be good husbands, kind husbands, respectful husbands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is why I said there are fundamental human values that every human being should have. When you have that in your foundation, it translates to every other thing that you are. Whether you're a husband, whether you're a father, whether you're an employee, whether you're an employer, whether you're a friend, uncle, whoever you are, the moment that you understand that as a human being, I should behave with my right senses, respect, kindness, patience, empathy, something that we lack.
A lot of people do lack that.
Yeah, compassion, love, care, all these values are so important that as you're raising your girl child, you're raising your boy child.
Because somebody's son is going to marry that somebody's girl.
Exactly. Exactly. So we raise our children the same way. When the caller had said women are weaker vessels, we quote this script. We say this line is from the Bible, but what the Bible actually meant was weaker physically. There are some things that
not in every other aspect. I was going to respond to that as well.
Yeah, there's some things that my husband can do that I can do physically
by lifting things and doing. Yeah.
Interestingly, there's some things that I can do even physically that my husband can do by virtue of how I am. Like I can there was a time that our generator had spoiled. The back then the wire had cut. I fixed it myself, and he looked at me in amazement because he was just like, I can't believe. He called our generator guy and was like, my wife just fixed it. My husband doesn't have that kind of time, but because of the kind of person that I am, would you now say that I'm weaker? Would you say he's weaker? No. Physically, yes. There's some things that we can't do. In fact, my husband cannot.
And I think that Bible phrase actually is for men to care for their women.
Yes.
Do not let them do the hard labor and difficult task. I think that's what.
Let me give you hard labor. Can any man carry a baby for 9 months and give birth?
I mean, what hard labor can be harder than that?
Yeah, exactly.
Define hard labor for me, if not putting a baby or getting cut open to bring a baby to this world.
Yes. And I'm not saying that one is more important than the other, but I'm saying that everybody has what is heavy for them.
And everyone will carry it with grace.
Yeah, but back to his point, we have to be able to talk to each other with respect. There shouldn't be a case of, am I not your husband? You're meant to bow down to me if there is already mutual respect for each other.
I was going to say that. I mean, what even brings us to that place of, we are equal? It's an unspoken, I've never found myself in a situation where I have to, remind, let's even use your staff, for example. You have to remind them that I'm your boss.
Yeah.
Because there's this mutual, there should.
Yeah.
Let me not say there is. There should be a mutual respect, understanding, empathy, compassion towards each other as a human being.
Absolutely.
So if you respect your husband and your husband respects you, then we shouldn't find ourselves in a place of I am the dish. Because I respect the grace that you carry as my husband.
Absolutely.
You respect the grace that I carry because I am a woman that can do things you cannot do. You are a man that can do things that, and we then come together to complement each other.
Yes.
I said to my husband that we are imperfect perfection.
Oh, yes. I love that.
You know, we are not trying to compete to do. And if there's one thing I remember saying to my husband before we got married is that it is not you and I against each other.
Yes.
It is you and I against the world. And whenever we have, you know, issues and we need to, I'll start the conversation with, remember, it is you and I against the world. It is not you and I against each other. So whatever I say, it is because I know that it is for our own interest. And let me tell you, words go a long way.
Yeah.
Words go a long way. But what else? Oh my God, we're out of time. Oh my Lord. Oh my, Olufumi, you've got to come back. You've promised me.
Okay.
We haven't even, I still have like 20 questions for you. We haven't even scratched the surface. And we have to go. Oh my Lord.
Oh dear.
Oh my Lord. Well, let me say thank you so much. But I mean, if not next week, upper week, as soon as your calendar is open, Rosemary is going to be on your case, please.
Okay.
We need to come and continue this particular topic.
Yes.
Because we've not even scratched it. So thank you so much, Olufumi, for being here before they yank me off on the radio. Thank you so much for being here. Where can we find you? Real quick, tell us your social media, and if there's anything that you just like, 1 minute.
Okay, you can find me on social media, Olufumi Jay, It's one word, Olufumi Jay.
Olufumi Jay.
Media, yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm actually doing it right now on my other page because I know we're already moving on the other one. I want to be sure that the way you have pronounced it, people are trying to find it. And
yes, OLUFUNMIJAY. Yes,
I found you. I found you. Say Olufumi Jay. Make sure you go follow her. You can see the conversation. We're just getting started, but time is not on our side. However, I am so grateful that Mr. Bolaji from Songo called to contribute. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Olufumi Jay. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for all the things you do that we do not see, but that has impacted the world and left women better versions of themselves. We honor you. We appreciate you. We are grateful for the gift of you. And we pray that every woman gets Olufumi J in their corner so that they know that they are not alone. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. And I will be back here with you in another few sessions. So maybe next or upper one, but we will reach out to you so that we can get time. Thank you so much.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. OMG, I am not sure how the time flew. Like when conversations are so interesting, the time will just start flying. Like we haven't even scratched the surface, but it has been one impactful section. I have definitely learned a whole lot. This radio program is brought to you by What Tribe. What Tribe is a global community of high-value women on a mission to impact and connect powerful women in Africa and the rest of the world. And what we do, just in alignment with the topic, is we promote women empowerment, personal development, sisterhood support. We encourage every woman to be authentic, build successful businesses, learn valuable life skills, and cultivate mutually beneficial relationships. All right, so make sure you go check us on Instagram or Facebook, WHATRYBE, What Tribe, WHATRYBE. It's not I, it is Y. So that's the only thing that changes. It is not I, it is Y. All right, I will leave you with Beyonce, Listen. But before I go, I would like to say a very big thank you to my caller, Mr. Balaji. We'll definitely be reaching out to you. I'd also like to say to every woman out there, we're cheering for you. You've got this. Thank you to my producer, Rose Yusuf Kaisa, my executive producer, Tom Okewale Shonaya, and my executive assistant, Rosemary Bonbasi. Thank you so much for putting this together. Don't forget to join us again next week, Friday, at exactly 5 p.m. on Real Women, Real Talk with me, Kiki Okewale. I'm Kiki Okewale. Do have a restful evening. Make sure you stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy. Till we meet again. Bye for now.